Hey, come on in, take a seat. I want to tell you about the one time that I went to New York City. I got off the plane at LaGuardia Airport. I walked outside the terminal where I saw one of those street vendor hot dog carts. And I said to myself, Mike, you can't go to New York City and not buy a hot dog from the hot dog cart. So I got in line. And while I was in line, a man walks up to me and he says, "Hey pal, can you give me change for a 20?" So I opened my wallet and I said, "I think I might be able to help you out there. I got 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks." And he says to me, "Wait a New York minute there, pal. I think one of those fives you showed me was actually a $1 bill." And I said, "Really, let's take a look." And sure enough, he was right. It was an honest mistake. So I took a 5 out of my pocket and I exchanged it for the 1. And I said, "Look, pal, here you go, 20 bucks. And he looks at me and he says, "You tried to cheat me once. I'm not going to give you a second chance." And he took off running down the street. And I thought to myself, why is he running away so fast? Then I realized why. Because you see, when I counted my money, I only had 5, 10, $15. Somehow, he had managed to steal $5 from me. Now, it was about that time that the little old lady who was in line in front of me turns around and says, "Excuse me, young man, do you have change for a 10?" And I said, "Well, yes, I do." So she gave me her 10, and I gave her a couple of my 5s. Now, she took the money and started running down the street. And I thought to myself, why is this old lady running down the street so fast? Then it dawned on me. When I counted my money, I only had 5, $10. Somehow this little old lady had managed to steal $5 from me. Now, it was about that time I felt a tug on the back of my shirt. And when I turned around, there was an 8-year-old boy standing behind me, and he said, "Excuse me, sir, do you have change for a 10?" And I said, "Well, I just happen to have change for a 10. So I took his 10, and I gave him 2 of my 5s. And he took the money and started running down the street. Well, I didn't even need to ask myself why this time. I knew what had happened. That young man had stole $5 from me. I said, "No more. No more change for anybody." And I put my wallet away, and about that time, I was at the front of the line, and the guy who's selling the hot dog said, "What can I get for you?" And I said, "Well, I'll take a hot dog with relish and mustard." He said, "Fine, that'd be $5. I said, "All right, I got you covered right here." Wait a minute. And when I opened my wallet, all I had was a piece of paper that said, "Go back home, sucker." So I put my wallet away and I went back into the terminal and I caught the first plane back to Florida.